Edge at 11 starts now.
It's a tragedy hard to even comprehend. 2 children are dead tonight, found frozen to death inside a family van.
It appears a large family was living in the vehicle when it was discovered inside the Hollywood Casino parking garage at Greektown today. Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack has been following this story since she broke it, actually, and it is so sad that this happened to this family. What's the status now? What's going on with the mother?
Well, mom is being detained. Police will not say that she's arrested, but detained at this point. I want to paint a little picture of what these children have been enduring. When police went up to the van earlier today to seize evidence, they found just a couple of blankets inside, and the 2 children that were frozen to death, the 2-year-old wearing a T-shirt and a pull-up, and the 9-year-old wearing a T-shirt and joggers. Police say this is now a full-blown criminal investigation.
Was unnecessary. It didn't have to happen this way.
Investigators shaken at this unimaginable tragedy. One phone call could have prevented it all.
The female says child not breathing. They are car at Greektown Casino parking structure.
Around 1 a.m. Monday morning, a gray minivan pulled into the Hollywood Casino at Greektown parking structure, parked on the 9th floor. Either it ran out of gas or had a mechanical issue, leaving the family of 6 without heat.
Around noon, the mother inside the van, along with 5 children, noticed that one of the children wasn't breathing. And she called family to come help, to convey to Children's Hospital.
That was the 2-year-old. Then not long after, the mom called the same family member, their godmother, to say the 9-year-old child was not breathing. Both were taken to Children's Hospital downtown, pronounced dead. Doctors believe they froze to death.
Sad, very sad, especially as a father. I just can't imagine what the family is feeling. I wish it hadn't have happened.
The 2-year-old wearing a T-shirt and pull-up. The older child in a T-shirt and jogging pants, only a couple blankets in the car. The other 3 children also checked out at the hospital are expected to be okay. They're being placed with Children's Protective Services, and now their mom is detained, being investigated for possible criminal charges.
I don't think anyone really wants to think about that at the moment with the 2 children passed, but the reality is that the circumstances do have to be examined. We have to figure out how to go forward.
The city of Detroit has a helpline set up for unsheltered people. The number is on the screen. It's up and running 6 days a week.
When you call the helpline, there is a specialist that will answer the call and walk the family through the resources and services that are available.
Here in Detroit, there are over 1,400 beds for people that don't have homes, and about 110 of those are reserved for those drop-in emergency situations that this family could have taken advantage of. As far as the criminal investigation, Detroit police now working backwards. We do understand that the family did at one time live in an apartment on the city's east side, but they don't anymore. They were living out of that van. They're reviewing security footage here at Hollywood Casino to see if this is a place where they came often. Still a lot to unpack, and again, this is a full-blown criminal investigation now with mom. Reporting live in Greektown, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
Well, Jessica, wondering why it took the mother so long to realize 2 of her children weren't breathing or weren't responsive. Was there a chance, are police looking into the chance that she might have been inside the casino at one point and then came out and realized this?
That's a good question. We asked that earlier. There wasn't an indication that she was inside, more so looking for a safe, kind of tucked away place to park her vehicle. But those are questions that they'll be reviewing that video and possibly use it as evidence. But it just all happened very quickly. You're talking really only 11 hours or so without heat. It's unclear in that time when the children passed or if they had any predisposition, you know, malnourished or anything like that, that made all of this happen much quicker.
Yeah, your heart just breaks for them, though. All right, Jessica, I know that was a tough report. Thank you.
Very proud to announce that today I am submitting for confirmation as permanent police chief Todd Bettison.
Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan making his selection for the city's new police chief. Todd Bettison has been serving as interim chief since James White's resignation back in October. Bettison spent 30 years as a police officer in Detroit and 2 years as deputy mayor.
This team at DPD was already excellent. And so the only words you're going to hear Todd Bettison say as chief is continuous improvement. I'm like, we will continue.
Next up, the city council has to approve the mayor's selection.
It's only Monday, but when you see those alerts from the National Weather Service, it makes you a little nervous. Storm watch coming for Wednesday.
Yeah, it's coming up. Some areas could see up to 7 inches of snow, but others not so much. And it's interesting when you show us the snowfall totals expected, varying from different places.
Yeah, so it's just really dependent on location with this next system, but I think everyone's going to pick up some type of precip and everyone's going to see measurable snowfall by early Thursday morning. Today, though, was a very fall-like day. Most of us topped out in the lower 30s. We hit 33 degrees here in the city, the average at 34, so an average winter day here across the state. And it actually felt kind of nice because we did see a little bit of sunshine, too. 28 degrees in Ludington right now, 24 in the city. Feels like it's, well, actually, the air temp is actually 15 degrees below zero up near Thunder Bay, so much colder north and west of us. 27 in Chicago, though 28 in Fort Wayne. Now, this is a little active. This is further south of us, down near Missouri, Illinois, parts of the Ohio Valley. They're picking up on some showers, and then that narrow band of some snow slicing across central Indiana. Now, this will not impact us. Our next system, though, already we have watches out. We have winter storm warnings out for some spots, too. And we'll see if we're either upgraded to a winter storm warning or if we have a winter weather advisory because of this over the next most likely 24 hours. But this blue indicating we have a winter storm watch that does include parts of southeast Michigan. That starts Wednesday afternoon, goes until about Thursday morning for parts of Lapeer, Macomb, Oakland, and St. Clair counties. Notice here we didn't mention Wayne County. That's where we find Detroit. And just because Detroit, Lenawee, Monroe counties, and even Washtenaw County not included in that watch does not mean they will not see accumulating snow. So don't think because you're not in the watch you're going to escape the accumulating snow. Everyone's going to see it. It's going to be widespread to start the day on Wednesday. It's going to continue through Thursday morning. This is by midnight. Now, the only difference we're seeing from earlier model runs is that this freezing rain line is shifting a little further south. So we're not necessarily looking right now at a whole lot of mixing closer to the Ohio and Michigan state line. So it looks like a lot of us here in Michigan going to see primarily snow. So a lot of us potentially picking up several inches of snow. And our European model, I think, is doing a good job picking up on just how much each location could see. It gives us a good range. I think closer to the city, around 2 to 4 inches. Right now, it's showing around 3 inches in Detroit, but I think that range 2 to 4 looks pretty good. And then areas in the watch, anywhere between 4 to 7 inches. There could be some locally higher amounts kind of embedded in that, just over 7 inches. So we'll fine-tune that as we get closer to the event, as we head through tomorrow and especially Wednesday morning. Otherwise, temps will be in the upper teens, lower 20s tonight. A lot of us should warm into the upper 20s tomorrow, and I would anticipate numbers remaining cold over the next 3 days or so. Snow chances look likely on Thursday. After Thursday, our next system arrives on Saturday, potentially to Sunday, with highs in the 30s. Don't forget, you can always get the latest forecast by checking the Fox 2 weather app. Download it for free in the App Store. Head over to Google Play. Rupert Taryn.
All right, good app to have right now. Thank you so much. Detroit police releasing the sketch of a suspect wanted in connection to an alleged sexual assault.
And police say the attack happened early Saturday morning on the city's west side. Fox 2's Dave Spencer has more on who police are searching for.
This sketch of the suspect depicts someone who is between 6 foot to 6 foot 4 inches tall, with a medium build and medium complexion. According to police, the woman who supplied this information says she was attacked and sexually assaulted by the man around 7 Saturday morning in the area of Greenfield between 6 Mile and Grove Street. This information was passed to police and to Zeke Williams of New Era Detroit.
The young lady was at the bus stop. A guy approached her, followed her, hit her. And sexually assaulted her.
As a community activist, he and other members of New Era Detroit have spent the last days going through the area where the crime is said to have happened.
We've been out all weekend, including today, just moving around the community, making sure that we stay vigilant.
It's a part of the city that includes back alleys and boarded up apartment complexes. Some of the vacant buildings, however, are more secured than others.
Open windows, open doors, vacant units, things like this. These are havens for people seeking to do crimes.
Williams says he and his crew will continue their efforts to inform the public of this crime for as long as it takes.
Tomorrow, the next day, however long we got to be out here until this guy off the street.
In the meantime, Detroit police say this case has been assigned to the Sex Crimes Unit, who is actively working to track the suspect down. Here's one more look at the person who police say was wearing a black winter hat and black hoodie at the time. If you recognize the person in that story, you can call Detroit Police directly. If you want to remain anonymous here, you can also call Crime Stoppers. The number, 1-800-SPEAK-UP. In Detroit, Dave Spencer, on The Edge.
Well, we are weeks away from a high-profile trial. Marcella Chittister is accused of driving drunk and slamming into the Swan Boat Club in Monroe County last April. The crash killed 2 children at a birthday party and severely hurt several others.
And today, her attorney attempted to have her initial interview with police thrown out as evidence, citing a lack of understanding of her Miranda rights. Here's that video, and here is how the judge ruled.
Do you remember what happened when you were going around here?
No, not really. I pulled into the parking lot and I thought I was driving up to the boat club, and evidently I was driving right into the pavilion.
On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being like you're stone cold sober, you can drive perfectly, 10 being you're passed out drunk, where do you think you're at right now?
7.
A 7? Okay. Do you think you're okay to drive?
I wouldn't want to drive.
I agree with the prosecutor, our investigatory questions. If this was a roadside drunk driving case, she would still be sitting in her car. She couldn't be sitting in her car here because of all that was going on, because of the injuries and everything else. I find that these statements were voluntarily, knowingly, intelligent made, that she was advised her rights, that she knowingly waived those rights, and accordingly the motion to suppress those matters.
Chittister's attorney says he might file an emergency appeal to today's ruling. Later this month, he will try to have her blood alcohol test suppressed from trial during another hearing. And these 2 guys are accused of quite the crime spree in Oakland County.
In fact, according to investigators, they broke into 11 businesses across our area, stealing cash from registers. The prosecutor's office is not releasing which restaurants and stores were targeted in this, but we do know Troy Police Special Investigations Unit led the investigation. We're told the men threw rocks through the windows of the businesses to get cash. How serious were these thefts? Well, the guy on the right, 45-year-old Jackson Upton, was given a $1 million bond. His alleged cohort, 37-year-old Justin Shipp, was given a $750,000 bond.
This feels like same old, like people trying to get over on you, you know, and you just got to be proactive and just not let it happen.
A rash of stolen mail leads to the arrest of 2 Detroit men in Shelby Township. Police say Daryl Roberts and Brad Stewart are accused of stealing checks from business mailboxes across 6 different counties, totaling nearly $1 million. Investigators tell us the men were taking the checks and washing them. That's where the crooks erased the ink with the chemicals to alter the information. Roberts and Stewart are charged with conducting a criminal enterprise. The United States Postal Service may press charges as well.